Hello, welcome to our project 6. This is the project that we will be working on. Let's see what we have here. We have this background video. That is a new thing that we will do. Then we have this arrow which is going to move up and down. That arrow moves us on the next section when we click on it. We have this background on which is testimonial text. There is also this gallery, which is really interesting, you will see. We also have this contact form, and in the background of it, there is a Google map. And in the end, we have this back to top button, which takes us to the top of the page. Okay, we have seen what we need to do, and slowly we can start working. As usual, first thing that we are going to do is to make a new folder, Project 6. Inside of that folder, we are adding our assets. Here, as you can see, we have photos and video. Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. Then we need to make a structure of the folder and copy the standard basic setup from the previous project. We will leave to you to do that. See you when you finish that. Okay, now we can continue together. We made some changes. As first thing, in media query, we have deleted everything. We only left breaking points. In style CSS, we have added a part for a container, but we didn't make any changes. The only thing we have changed is the font. We have added font Roboto. The color, we will change it to black. Everything else stays the same. The colors that we are using for this site are forest blue. Its code is 0A3D62. That is this color. Next, we will use black, white, and red color. The rest stays the same. As we said, we are going to use font Roboto. Let's move to index.html. Here we have changed font in Roboto. We also changed the title. The title here is Heaven Mountains. Now, together, we will make some changes. This will no longer be in a container. To tag nav, we will add a new class. Main, nav, and we will add a container. As you can see, we have deleted the menu that was here. This time, we will add it here, but in a little different way. First, we will add a comment mobile menu. We are adding href, hashtag. For start, let's leave it like that. Class, open button. In this section, we will have hamburger menu, which transforms. Actually, from hamburger, it transforms to X. So, we will have a little different code. In it, there will be 3 span elements. We will move here. Next thing we are going to do is to make a new div, which will consist from all of this code. Here, we will delete this closing tag, and our div will finish here. We are going to select this and press tab so we get nicer code. Now, to the div that has a class heading div, we are going to change class in to main nav container. Okay, let's delete this smooth scroll. In this project, we will make our own smooth scroll. We will make it on a little different way, so we won't need these smooth scroll classes for elements. We are going to delete all smooth scroll classes. Okay, now we need to add a picture, our logo. Let's add IMG. It is this logo. Logo text. Alt, we will change to Heaven Mountains logo. Good. That's this logo. Let's see which sections we have here. About, Activities, Gallery, Contact. About. Let's write here Activities. We will alter also the href attribute. Gallery. Gallery. Contact stays the same. Now we can start up the brackets live preview. Okay, our page now looks like this. We will add immediately the rest of the code that is needed for this whole section. This section consists from this part. Now we will also add this part. All goes into header. So let's go and add these elements. Under this div, we are going to add one more div. Inside of this div, we will add one more div with a class-centered elements. That is the div which will have all of this. So, H1 title and 2 buttons. Let's add that. We are adding H1. Let's see what is written there. Climb to the heaven with us. This heaven needs to be in special span because we will change its color. Climb to the, adding a span heaven. We are adding with us. Okay, under the H1 we are making a new div and inside it there will be buttons. Inside it we are adding 2 buttons, A, Explore and Control D. This second button is Contact. Button Explore will take us to Activities section. That means to this section. And button Contact will take us to Contact section. Let's add that now in HTML. Hashtag Activities. As we can see, Activities, that ID we will have to add to the section. Here we will write hashtag Contact. We have left to add this background video. This video. Let's add it. We are adding it under the div with a class-centered elements. We will add a div with a class video container. Inside it, we are adding a video. That is a new tag which we haven't used before. We will add attribute, place in line, autoplay, muted, loop, and ID BGVID. Let's see what those values mean. That means that the video will start when the page loads. It will automatically start. There won't be sound and it will repeat itself all the time. Now we will add source video. And we are adding our video we have. Okay, let's close the video tag. Let's take a look at our page. We see that the video is here. We have left to add the arrow which is placed there. The arrow is placed on this picture. We need to add it. We will add it under the div video container a href. For now, we will leave it empty. Inside that link there is a div. We will add ID arrow down to it. This arrow is used for moving on to the next section, on the section About. So we are adding a link, hashtag About. Here we have a mistake in spelling, place in line. Now we see that our HTML code is added. Okay, we will move to CSS now. First, let's decrease the window so we can see what happens. Okay, we are starting by writing style for our header. First thing that we are selecting is this navigation main nav. Let's do that. We are writing .main nav. Its height will be 10 VH. It is 10% of the height of the screen. Next thing that needs stylizing is video container. Its width is 100% and its height is 90 VH. This is 10 VH and this is 90, so we get 100 VH or complete height of the screen, and overflow is hidden. We lost the x-axis with this. Next, we are stylizing is video itself. First, let's press enter a couple of times to make some room. We are stylizing this video. We can write like this because it is the only video that appears on this section. And we can write video container video, which is more correctly. Object fit cover. The width is 100 VW and height is 90 VH. Okay, let's take a look at our video and see how does it look like. Okay, we have added the video which works, as we can see. Next thing we need to add is this blue overlay. We see how the video is blue here. We are going to use a pseudo class after for it. Video container and pseudo class after. We are adding empty content. We always add that for pseudo classes after or before. Next, position absolute. Top is 10 VH because it needs to start under the logo. Left is 0. The width is 100% and the height is 90 VH. That is the height of our video. Then we are adding background color. That is our forest blue color. Let's copy it. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. We see it there. We need to add opacity also. Opacity 0.8. Okay, let's see what happened here. Let's try refresh. Let's see. Let's try to turn off and then turn on live preview. Let's decrease this picture now. It bothers us. We will select it, main nav, img, and we will add it a height of 10 VH. Then, when have a width, that is automatic. We will stylize this main nav container. Dot main nav container display flex. What bothers us now is this. However, when we add that where it needs to be, it won't make us a problem anymore. So this will have an absolute position and it won't be making us a problem. Okay, we have added display flex. Now let's fix this menu. Adding justify content, space between. Align items, center. Okay. Next, we are stylizing are these links. Nav, menu, A. Margins are 0, 45 pixels. Color will be our blue, forest blue. Let's copy it. We will increase the font. FZ, tab 20 pixels. Next thing we are adding is hover effect. We will add something new, which we didn't until now. We will select Nav menu, LI after. Content, empty, just like before. Display, block. Its width is 0. Height, 2 pixels. We are making one line which will appear on hover. Background color is red. Code for red is FF and 4 zeros. Now we will copy this. Let's see what happens on hover. In front of studio class after, we will add hover. The width we will define as 100%. Let's see now. Okay, we see what we got. We wanted exactly that. We still need to add transition. Transition all 0.3 second is. Now we see how we get that line. But the line is too close here. We will move it a bit. We will do that by adding a margin top 10 pixels. Okay, now it is good. However, they moved a bit and they aren't centered like they should be. Because of that, we will add also margin top on LI. We will select Nav menu LI, margin top 10 pixels. Okay, we have centered them and everything looks great. Now, when we did that, we can finally center these elements. We select Centered Elements. Position Absolute. Here we have already fixed a problem with a video. That's good. Top 50%, left 50%. But when we look at it now, we see that it is not centered. What happened? This is the center, and we are looking at the center of a coordinate system. Now we need to move it for half of width left and half of width up to make it in the center. We will do that. We are using transform for that. Translate, and we are writing. Just let me get back to the preview. Minus 50% for x-axis and minus 50% for y-axis. Now, when we take a look, we see that it is in the center of our container, which we need. Next thing we are stylizing are these buttons inside. First, we will add display flags here. Then, flags direction column. Now they are one under another, which we need. We are adding align items center. Okay, that's what we need. Now this is placed behind overlay, so we will add z-index. Z-index is going to be 999. We see that now it is in front of it. Z-index is a layer along the z-axis. If we, for example, add z-index -1, we don't see it anymore because it is behind the video. If we put z-index 0, we see that it is in front of the video, but behind overlay. And if we add z-index 999, we know for sure that it will be on top of the page. We are going to stylize this H1 now. Centered elements, H1. Let's see how it needs to look like. Okay, it has a white color with this blue part. Let's do that. Text transform is uppercase. Color is white. Font size is 50 pixels. Font weight is 300. On this size, it looks great. We'll fix this size later on in Media Query. Now we need to change the color of this pen element and also font weight. Let's do that. We are going to select this. Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, span. Font weight is 700. And its color is our blue color. That's this color, forest blue. Next thing we are doing are those buttons. Let's see the code. First, we are going to stylize this div in which they are placed. Let's go to style.css and select centered buttons. They have top margins of 50 pixels. Now we will stylize links that are within buttons. We are selecting them. Centered buttons A. Font size is 20 pixels. The color is white. Padding is 15 pixels, 40 pixels. Then text transform TT uppercase. Okay. Let's see how it needs to look like. We need this border. Font weight will decrease on 300 to make it be like a title. We will add margins 30 pixels and border 2 pixels solid FFF. Now we need to define what happens on hover. Like this, it looks fine. Let's compare with photo. Okay, it is the same. We will define what happens on hover over these buttons. We will copy this. Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, hover. Its background changes. We will put blue, forest blue. And the border radius is also changing to 10 pixels. Okay, that's fine. We will make a transition now. Transition 0.3 seconds is. Okay, now it looks good. Let's stylize this arrow also. We need to select it. Let's find it in HTML code. It is arrow down. That's its ID. So we will select it with hashtag Ctrl+V arrow down. We are adding position absolute. Left 50%. Button. Actually, it needs to be away 40 pixels from the bottom edge. Width is 26 pixels. The height is the same. Text align center. Then margin left is -13 pixels. Z-index is 999. Also, it needs to be on the top of the page, on top of everything. We will add also a border, solid FFF. We see this now, and from it we need to make this arrow. How we are going to do it? Let's go like this. Let's try something new. We will put border width 0 for top, 3 pixels for right, 3 pixels for bottom, and 0 left. Okay, we see this arrow now. We need to rotate it. We will do that with transform. Rotate and 45 degrees. We'll rotate it for 45 degrees. Okay, that's it. We need to add cursor. Let's see. Actually, the cursor is already a pointer, so there is no need to add it. We need to animate this arrow now. It is currently on one place and it isn't dynamic. We will make it move up and down. We are doing that by something called keyframes. At keyframes, we will name that animated arrow. We are making our custom animation. First, we are defining what happens on 0% of that animation. Then, we will define what happens on 100% of animation. On 0%, it has a bottom of 48 pixels. That is this value here. We will add one more value of animation. We will add 30% of animation. It has a value bottom of 25 pixels. And its border color changes to our blue color. Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. And in the end, the bottom returns again to 40 pixels. Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. With this, we have finished our animation. We only need to add it to our arrow. Currently, that is the animation that has no connection with arrow. We will add it to arrow now. We are writing animation and copying this animated arrow. We gave that name freely. You can put any name you want. 2 seconds infinite. That means that the animation will last for 2 seconds and that it will work constantly. Later on, we will add it a function to go to another section. By doing this, we have finished our first section, as we can see. Let's take a look at the photo. It looks quite similar. What we could do is to decrease the height of this picture. Let's see. Let's put here in main nav img height 8vh. Okay, it looks better now. Let's see. We can put 9vh. Okay, 9 looks the best. We have finished this section. It lasted a little longer, sorry for that. However, we've done a lot of work. In next section, we are doing this. So, see you there. Greetings!